There's a push to repeal the Minns government's hate speech laws. Police say a spate of arson and graffiti attacks at Sydney's east don't appear to have been motivated by anti-Semitism, and that an explosive-laden caravan was actually a criminal hoax. Crossbenchers are accusing the government of abusing the parliamentary process to rush through legislation eroding civil liberties.
It was anti-Semitic graffiti like this which spurred the government to make urgent reform.
A childcare centre deliberately set on fire. Nazi slogans copied from the darkest pages of history, spray painted across Jewish cars and Jewish property.
More than a dozen people have been charged over attacks police now believe were not driven by anti-Semitism, but rather organised crime. However, not before the Parliament passed legislation criminalising the incitement of racial hatred.
We know now it was a criminal con job that whipped up the hysteria. Laws are not made well in that environment. We need to soberly assess things.
Libertarian MP John Ruddick will introduce legislation next week repealing the hate speech laws.
Is New South Wales happy with the idea that a wacky criminal conspiracy has now eroded our free speech principles?
What do people want the right to say?
The Premier is standing by the reforms.
This is a Premier that wants to seem strong in the media, so will throw out significant legislative reform as if it's a whim.
The bomb threat might have been a hoax, but the fear it led to was real. Jewish groups have affirmed their support for the new hate speech laws, saying the changes were needed regardless of what motivated acts of vandalism and arson.
This legislation does risk weaponising attacks on legitimate free speech. That's why we've argued for a sunset clause.
The new hate speech offence will be reviewed after 12 months and will automatically expire after 3 years. Alexander Lewis, ABC News, Sydney.